Mastermind family, welcome back to the show. I am your host JoJo, and today is Artist Motivation, and we have a very special guest. But before we get the show started, we gotta do the sign-off call for the day, right? Mastermind family in the building. And today we're just here to provide some motivation to you guys, to give y'all the inspiration and hope that you guys need to finish what you started. And so today's special guest is Jimmy Hart. So Jimmy Hart, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell yourself to the people, man.
Well, what's up, world? What's up, world? I'm Jimmy Hart, artist, creator, producer, television host. Everything is all self-made, man. Just go out and do it. That's how I get down.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So you already know I'm gonna start off the. Give us a little bit about your journey, man. How you got started and why you got started on the journey that you've done, because it looks like you wear many hats, and so I think the people are curious to know how you got started, man.
Got started, man. Actually, as far as it comes to art, I've always drawn. They weren't that great at first, starting out as a kid, but crayons, coloring books. Watching, Saturday morning cartoons and Thundercats and Heathcliff, and it started off as like a competition, though. A couple of my friends, Roger, Irefeld, Daniel, Lewis, some of the kids out from first grade, second grade. I've been around my whole life. And, we started off, hurry up and finish your homework so we could draw, and then you see somebody else. He might have drew. This guy might have drew Donatello. You're like, man, that's a good Donatello. I'm going to go home and draw a better one. And you come at school the next morning, you're like, okay, oh, man, he drew that. And the next kid drew something else. You're like, man, I like his Optimus Prime. So it's like, it was a competition. Like, go home, finish your homework, draw something, bring it back to school the next morning and show the guys.
Damn.
And then I've always drawn. I went on the worst mistake I think I ever made in my life, JoJo, was like to take a hiatus. I just quit drawing.
What?
Out of nowhere.
What? Why?
I quit drawing. I'm talking about like a 39. I probably took about 14, 15 until I was probably in draw again until I was probably like 25, 26.
What? That is a long break.
At least 10 years or more.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for you to take that long of a break and then just get right back into it, pick it up, and just like boom, and just start knocking things out, man, that's pretty impressive, man.
I don't know, man. It's I guess as we get older, we deal with things in life, and sometimes life gets difficult. So like art is kind of like my therapy. So it started off. I got back into it. You sitting there thinking about how you gonna work this out. What are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do about that? And I'm sitting here doodling.
That was your escape way, right?
Yeah, I just started off. My hands were moving. I didn't realize I was moving. I'm just sitting here talking to somebody. You waiting on something, and I'm sitting here just doodling and sketching random stuff. I didn't. I'm like the only person. I don't care. Most artists can't tell you this, but I'm the only person who didn't go through the Dragon Ball phase, where everybody just drew Goku for years and years and stuff, and different variations of that. I didn't go through the Dragon Ball phase.
Oh man, you didn't go through that? Okay, so then if you didn't go through that,
I watched the shows. I remember that. Back in the day, I watched it, but I never went through just having to draw anime, manga all day.
Okay, so like what? Okay, so if you didn't go through that phase, so then what did influence you to make your own? Like what gave you your inspiration to create your own? Like what show or art or whatever gave you that inspiration?
Well, actually, it's kind of weird. I was doodling, and I always have pages and pages of. I might do eyes one day, and I'm just messing around doing eyes. And I'm not. This is not serious stuff. I don't have any goal or ambition for it. I'm just doing it, and I came across a buddy of mine, Johnny Quatre, and I started painting. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna go to Hobby Lobby. It's 40% off every day, so I just got some paint and canvas, and I started painting, and started creating. So I started my creative side. Started kind of like grabbing me and pulling me back in. So I started painting and stuff, and I met up with my partner Johnny. He's like, yeah, man, I know you did art and stuff. I do art too. He started showing me all these concepts of he was sketching these characters.
Mm-hmm.
He was showing me all these concepts for what today is now Giallo Gumbo. I was like, man, these are great, man. You should do a book. He's like, for real? I was like, I like the stuff. He's telling me about the story and the characters and stuff. I was like, man, you definitely should do the book. Definitely should do the book. So he started getting these. It's a super dope artist named Wellington Nomo. He's out of the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And he does all our character designs for us. And he's like insanely brilliant artist. But he started doing the character designs for Giallo Gumbo. And after that, I was like, Johnny's whole goal was like, hey man, we're gonna go to Kickstarter, get this money up, and then we're gonna go and release the book. This is the first book. And I was like, well, you got all these character concepts. Let's just get people familiar with the characters, do about 12 pages of story so you can see what it looks like, and just come out like that. So we did this on our own. We didn't have any. We just jumped up and put a book out.
Man, that's really impressive, man. Jeez, to like get all the pieces together and all the pieces were aligning, and then y'all just get it. Like, how long did it take before y'all just like put the first 12 pages and stuff like that out?
Man, I think it took over time. It took maybe and this is because we weren't taking it really serious. Because everybody got life, and then we were doing film. I was doing like a lot of music videos and commercials and stuff. And Johnny was doing short films. So the comic book was like on the background. And he would show me. We didn't show nobody else. I'm like, Lou, we gotta get this out. So we finally decided. I was like, don't do the Kickstarter. We're gonna just take the book and we're gonna put a book together. And I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get you a digital. I'm gonna send you a digital too, JoJo.
Okay.
But it's like this is a character book. It shows a couple of pictures, different poses, story. And the thing that was so dope about it was the way we wrote it. It's like the characters are telling their own story. So as a reader, you don't know who to trust because it's not all true. It's from their perspective.
Ah.
So
wow.
So if I'm a character and JoJo's a character, and we're talking about I don't know, Kanye West, or whatever, something happens, or, a war or something, I'm telling it from my perspective, you're telling your perspective, so when you actually, in the bios, so you don't know who's telling the truth.
Oh, wow. Man, that's pretty cool, man. Ooh.
Yeah, so, but all from start to finish, man, I think we started, this is 18, we started, let's say about August, we found an artist for it, we started putting it together. August of actually it was later than that. It was like October because he had his son. His son was born, and they had pushed us back. So we started around like September, October, 16, and then we dropped the book like January of 17. So about 4 or 5 months altogether from concept to working with the artist, to putting it all together, revision, print.
Man.
But it's 96 pages.
That's not bad, though. I mean, okay, so, and I got another question for you guys. I mean, because obviously, I understand that, we artists sometimes forget that, okay, what is the main goal? Like, what is the purpose? Are you treating it as a business, or are you treating it as, as a hobby? So how do you guys distinguish and actually try to put a business plan together to actually make this thing profitable? Or is that not even the goal, like, from your perspective?
Honestly, JoJo, it was really about, sorry, it's hard to say some of this stuff without stepping on toes, but it actually came out, really, the whole goal was really to put out some original stuff. I missed the Dragon Ball phase, and then it went away, and then Toonami took it off, and then it seemed like black culture just stole, basically. And I mean, I see some stuff that was dope. Don't get me wrong, but I got tired of seeing Goku with dreads, or Riley as Nappa and Vegeta. Or Piccolo is Gucci Mane. I started seeing the same anime. So I'm like, why can't we just have our or just black characters
in general?
Or Superman, but he's black.
Yeah, it's nothing original, right?
It's nothing original. And I was like, the characters in Giallo Gumbo was so original. I was like, man, this has to be seen by somebody to give some inspiration.
Yes.
So that's what the main goal was. It wasn't about the business side of it. it was about this. We was like, man, we just want to tell a dope story. We want people to see characters that don't have any bounds by anything they've seen before.
Yes, yes, and that's
melanin-based characters. We call it the coin phrase melanoids.
Man, that's dope.
Instead of mutants, they're melanoids. It's people who have talents and abilities, and they're not. Nobody flies. We don't have anybody who flies.
Dope. That is so
I don't
dope. No. I mean, to me, I love that. I love that concept because it's true, man. A lot of people that draw, melanated people in Dragon Ball Z form character. I'm like, okay, I know, it may be a start, but how about you start, kind of like, coming up with original concepts of your own, so that I don't know, and so I like that. I like that concept, man. I think that's pretty cool.
That's the biggest drawback too, JoJo, is that every artist I tell you that I think the quest to find your own style can destroy you at times.
Yes.
If that makes sense. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Because like as an artist, like, the Dragon Ball, you watch Dragon Ball, okay, boom, that's his style. Or if you watch Family Guy, it's Seth MacFarlane. If you watch Simpsons, it's Matt Groening. People want this signature style.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, if you try to find that signature, I've never found mine, and it's getting to a point now I just got over it. Eventually your style kind of find. I was Cheese Galloway, super dope artist. I was watching Sean Cheese Galloway, and he was saying about when he was in school, he has a distinctive style. If you look at his art, and I can tell it from anywhere. But he didn't. His style found him.
Right.
So, yeah, man. But as far as that, so the premise of everything, we go back to, we wanted to see the book out,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of people that we supported on Kickstarter, and it's like, I'm not trying to be shady or anything like that, but there's a lot of guys we supported on Kickstarter who didn't actually put out a book.
Are you kidding me?
Bruh.
Like that happens?
Oh yeah, several times. I'm not talking about little money either, JoJo. I'm talking about big money. I'm talking about like 20,000,
Whoa.
15,000. Some of them done it twice and still
What?
haven't released a book. So everybody, and I'm not being salty. I promise you I'm not. If anybody who out there listening, you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But I'm for real. Like, we put a book out in 4 months with no funding.
Man, what is, like, I guess my question is like, what is the excuse?
Exactly. There are no excuses. Now, sometimes I know it's hard when you're doing the art, you're doing the inks, you're doing the colors, and you're trying to make this perfect thing. And as artists, we look for perfection. But in artists, we see the flaws in everything. It's so weird being an artist. You see the flaw in your stuff, but you see the beauty in everything else in life.
Yeah.
You can look at a cloud and be like, that's a perfect cloud. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But you look at your art and you be like, oh man, I should have changed that eye a little bit. You can't make a perfect eye. You can't make a perfect lip. You can't make a perfect comic book. It's impossible.
Yeah, I mean, you just this is how I say you make something and you put it out there to the world, man. Regardless, you can make it as good as what you are tolerating it. Like, okay, I can accept this. This is good. It doesn't have to be perfect, man. Like, but this is just something I'm putting out to the world to show that this is an extension of my soul, or my creation.
An idea of it. Right. Just look. This is. If I can see your book, I don't even care what it looked like. It could be just straight squares and triangles.
Yeah.
If I can understand where you were going with the book, it can always be better.
That's it. It's just progression.
If you need some inspiration, go look at the original Spun cover.
Yeah.
Not number one. Not the number one with the image. I'm talking about the one before that.
Yeah. Not good.
It's not good at all. But what it is today is something brilliant.
Yeah.
If you're a black artist, look at Anthony Piper.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at his original Trill Robin.
I forgot about his stuff, man.
You ever seen the original Trill Robin?
Yes, I've seen it.
And
man.
it looks totally different. Trill is something beautiful now, and he's probably the only person I give us a pass to because he's a super cool dude. But he started off drawing Trill Robin. It was cool concept. but it was an original concept, but it didn't look that great. But now it looks super dope, and he got hired by Marvel to do all these covers for Marvel that he can't get, truly done, but it should be done by the end of this week. I mean, not this week, but in this month, maybe next month.
Which is super dope, man. So
I love Trilogy. I think we need more parodies. But it's different than just drawing Goku with tattoos.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yes,
it's got a premise. It's a parody on purpose, not a parody to be. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, it's I don't know how to say it. It's the only
like
word
Mad
I can think of is just original. It's just original.
You read Mad Magazine?
Yes.
Or Robot Chick? It's like a robot.
Yeah, chick. Yeah. It's just original, man. It's just original.
But man, it's not hard to put out a book, man. If you can, I mean,
I want you to say that again. Like, it's not hard to
put out a book.
All right.
It's not hard to put out a book. It's not hard to put out a book.
Man,
it's not, man. If you go, especially in the era we live in now. Now, back in the day, you got to think about it. You have to sit there and draw all the roughs in blue pencil. Then you have to go back and get your dark lines in. Mm-hmm. Then you got to either send it off to an inker or ink it yourself. Mm-hmm. Then you got to get it scanned in. Then you got to get a colorist to color it. Then you got to,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got to get somebody to play it. But it's digital now. I can do all that on my iPad. It's a free app called MetaBang. You got a whole book if you want to. For real. I know. iPad. I think on iPad and it's on PC. You can download this on your PC. It's called MetaBang. If you can't afford Photoshop, if you don't have, you just got a regular laptop, download MetaBang, sketch out your pages, and you can ink it in MetaBang. I promise you.
Man, it's beautiful, man.
MEDIBANG, MetaBang. But one of the greatest underground comics, in my opinion, quality-wise, it's like it took 4 months to put out.
See, that's what I'm saying. We got to remove all these excuses, man. Like, I mean, people saying, got artist block, man. There's no block, man. It's just you do the work regardless if you feel like it or not, man. Like, if you're going to put out a book, especially if you're committed to put out a book, you're going to do it, and get it done. Especially if you got people's money on the line that are backing you up. Like, you cannot... That just makes no sense.
If you wanted a Kickstarter and I gave you 15, 20, I mean... You can go look them up, man, if you don't believe me. 23,000. Why haven't you put out? What takes so long to put out a book? You got the money. You don't have any worries there. You can put it out. What's the hold up?
I mean,
and if you're the artist, it's a difference too. It's a difference too, JoJo. You're the actual artist. If you're the actual artist, and you got all this money to put the book out, put the book
out. That's it. It's another thing if you're a company, you try to hire, artists and, the writer and all this stuff. Okay, I understand. You got to pay those people, right? But then you got to put out a product. Yeah, you got to put out something. But, man, that's crazy. Man, okay.
We didn't draw one panel or draw one panel. Wait, I think Johnny had the original concept characters. He drew that. That was years ago. That's from his, his college days. But, man, I'm working on a book. And I promise, the only reason I'm behind right now is because I'm doing animation and I'm learning a learning curve on animation software. Because I'm doing a book, an EP, working with musical artists from my EP. So it's going to be like about 7 songs, an animated video, 32-page book, and an 8-bit game.
Dang, man. So that's what's in the pipeline, huh?
That's in the pipeline. Like, it's all in the works now. Like, I've laid out the characters. It's just basically doing a lot of layout stuff. I got the beats. I got some, shout out to David Sanders, man. Super dope friend of mine. He's done work for Tech9 and several other people, but he has some really dope beats. I'm trying to create a new genre of music almost, because like a melanin space funk type of sound.
Ooh.
And got some dope beats. I got some artists who are going to drop some music. So now that I got the music, the beats, I can get the song out. When I get the song out, I can do the video. So, but the 8-bit game, I've been laying out levels and drawing the pixels, and it's a real simple game. It's not going to be God of War. You know what I mean? You think of like the old 8-bit 1949 or something like that, 1942.
Yeah,
I think something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But a book, an EP, and a music video is going to be animated.
Dope, man.
But just do it, man. And my goal is that, man, look, man, it's not hard. Whatever you have, and it's like, we're in the digital age, JoJo. You can get on any kind of little animation or artist group and say, hey man, I'm a dope. This one guy might be like, I'm a dope artist, I just can't write. You're like, well, I'm a dope writer and I can't draw. That's your book right there, bro.
Period. End of story. I mean,
I mean, you got an email address. I mean, so I'm working with artists, man. Nomo's out of the Dominican Republic. Got one dude named Amika. He's an artist. He's in London, I think. No, he's in Birmingham, but it's in Britain, Birmingham, not Alabama. I got another guy, Ari. She's not here in the States. Got another guy in Australia. So I'm just working with different artists, man. Just Instagram is the greatest place to find artists, and I think people actually answer their inboxes on Instagram more so than Facebook.
Yeah, it's true, man. I mean, just the power of collaboration through IG, man. That's it, man. And some people, some people would say, no, and that's okay. There's always somebody who is willing to work with somebody that may need, just like you said, a writer, or maybe they're a writer and need an artist. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of putting yourself out there and just going to work. But I did have one more couple of questions for you, man. So,
Sure.
what are some words of wisdom you would like to impart on the show to future artists, man?
Future artists, man. I would say I'm just gonna give reference material is one thing I would say. I would say draw every day. Draw every day. I don't care what it is. Draw something every day. I don't care if it's just a toenail. Just draw something every day.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep yourself sharp. Johnny's actually a great artist. He went to school for art and everything. And after his father passed, he just put art down and he went more to writing. I'm trying to get him to come out of the shell some, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Next thing I would say is there's a big stigma with artists, and you gotta understand what I'm saying. I don't want to say this, but there's a big stigma from artists where they say if you can't draw, if you draw a reference, it's like you're cheating. Like let's say I know somebody and I'm talking about, hey, I know this is a really dope artist. Well, I know somebody dope too. JoJo, he's great. He can draw from his head. He can just draw from out of nothing. That's cool, but reference is great.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with reference, man. It helps you get your perspective right. It helps you get poses and understanding of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you can draw what you see, you can draw what you don't see after that.
Yes.
So everybody want to be this great artist and just have to draw from memory, and you don't have to do that. You can have reference. I mean, all the great artists ever would tell you this. I can't think of anybody who tell you not to use reference. But in the art culture, we're told like, oh yeah, well, he's really good because he can draw from it. People who don't draw, they say, oh, he's good, he can draw from his head. There's nothing wrong with reference, man.
Yeah, absolutely. People downplay that. I know I use it. So that's some good words. Anything else?
There's as I say, cell text. You don't have to use cell text. There's a lot of different YouTube is a lot of different references on how to put a book out. You just got to come up with your own formula, your own format. But once you find what you like, don't change up the sauce. Don't change up what you want to do. If you write in a notepad and you just lay your panels out, poor guy style, some of the greatest artists do theirs still the same way to the day. You can lay it out. You don't have to have those fancy software like CellText. It's great. You can use it, but you don't have to have that. I know Ty McFarlane, he still uses regular, he uses like Microsoft Word. He just put page 1 and he'll put the dialogue in there, and then he'll put the bubbles on the page later. I mean, on the actual drawing page on the brush, he'll put the bubbles in later.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to have anything great. Don't worry about what software you're using. Like I said, MetaBang is free. It's a lot of free software out there. If you need some help with your letters, I mean, MetaBang, you can do animation, you can lay out the books, you can do your panels, you can do everything in MetaBang, and it's free. ClipPaint is another one if you want to spend a little money, or I think it's like subscription based now. I prefer that. It's great, but it's free. Use the free stuff to get your ideas out. Be around like-minded people. Don't listen to these artists. don't be upset if you don't get any love. I've seen some of the greatest art of my life being put in that black manga anime group and only get like 3 likes. And I'm like, how is it? You know, artists are cheesy. I don't know what it is, man, but I've seen some of the, like, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, there's a lot of stuff in that group that I like, man. I'm like,
I mean, you pass by some stuff, you're like, man, how you only got 4 likes? It's
yeah,
a
I
popularity
swear.
contest. Don't worry about that.
I don't judge. I keep it moving. I just, like, I show love, and that's it. Hey, man, I like it. So that's fun.
There's a lot of reference out there, man. So, I mean, don't be afraid to put your stuff out. And just, I mean, if you have like a story, just tell your story. I think that's the most important part. You don't never know. Like, I guess for artists, putting a book out is like dropping a mixtape or album. You never know what those words could do for the next person. You might inspire the next great person, or you could become the next great person, but you never know if you just sit back on your hands and not do anything.
That's so true, man. That's so true, man.
And then if you need some inspiration, turn on Cartoon Network at night and watch Adult Swim and look at the stuff that's on TV and look at how it looks. Like, Rick and Morty is stupid popular, but his eyes are basically an asterisk.
Yes! Yes!
So it doesn't matter. I mean, it's a lot of worse than that. What's that new show with the something balls or something?
Which one?
That guy's it's some new show on Adult Swim, but I mean, it doesn't look that great, but it's like a comedy, something balls or something. I can't remember what it is.
It's not Gumball? Not talking about Gumball, are you?
No, not Gumball. Gumball is brilliant, but it's not that great, but it's cool. It's on. The thing about I was trying to say is the point is it doesn't look that great, but this is the dude who did Super Jail. And you can tell this is art, and he just did it. He does it. I mean, it doesn't have to be the most beautiful thing ever, man.
No,
I promise you. SpongeBob is if you think about it, SpongeBob is one of probably like the longest running, super most popular shows, and he's basically a cube.
Yes,
It's a cube, 2 circles, and some hands. That's basically it.
Yes.
So and Patrick's a star. Like, look how simple that stuff is. Like, Don't be afraid to put your stuff out. Just do it. Somebody will like it. I'm telling you.
That's
it's
man.
Okay.
That's it.
You and then doing it. The hardest part is doing it the first time. See, now I feel so confident of writing and doing my own book and drawing my own book because I laid a book out before. So laying a 96-page book out, it would be easy for me to do a 32-page book because I know how to do it now.
Yeah, from start to finish. So
the knowledge is in the journey, not in the path.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. Absolutely, man. That's some words of wisdom right there, man. Last question, man. What is something you wish someone had told you before you got started on your journey, man?
Oh man. I wish someone would have told me. I wish someone would have told me to just do it myself and not commission so many people. A lot of times, if you commission people, you might get stuck into some things, and you can't waste time and money on. Sometimes people let you down. There's deadlines, so I like working with other artists because I want my characters to have a different look. You know what I mean? I like how the Hellboy series, you turn you read this little story arc and it looks like this guy drew it, then you turn it and it looks totally different.
Yeah.
I love that for some reason.
Nice.
So I like working with different artists, but I wish somebody also would have told me to just set some time aside and focus on my own thing instead of doing so much commission work. Because it's like every time you put out a picture, and somebody likes that picture enough, they're going to ask you to do some commission work. There's nothing wrong with doing commissions, but there's nothing wrong with closing commissions. Like, get your project done first. Like, it's hard to say no. It's money, and you might want to do it, and people might, come at you all day and every day. But with commissions come headaches, and sometimes you got to sit your stuff to the side and just put out your book.
That's right.
It's not going to cost you. If you need any help, anybody out there who needs some help, DM me and I will send you all the references to the cheapest printers and everything. But if you want to, it's digital world, so if you just get it uploaded, you can upload it as a PDF and send it out. You don't have to have it printed right away. You can sell it as a digital.
Oof.
You know what I mean? You don't have to get it printed. You sell it as a digital until you need if you sell a couple of digitals and then you get to a point where you need some print, and you go to a con or a local comic store or something. Yeah, I got somebody who can print you up some for less than It depends on the pages, man, but it's very expensive. Like maybe less than like $3 a book, maybe $2-3 a book.
That's pretty cheap, man. Honestly,
It just depends on how many pages it is. I mean, you know,
that's still pretty cheap. So, but man, Jimmy, that was awesome, man. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with our family and providing perspective on your journey and providing motivation to us. Where can the people find more of your work at? Where can they find your stuff, man?
oh man, I am under my artistry is all under Jim Somnia. It's called. I feel like I don't sleep a lot and I'm slept on, so that's where the Jim Somnia comes from. But yeah, it's
Okay.
JIMSOMNIA, and all my artwork is really on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as Jimmy Hart, but most of my artwork is online as Jim Somnia.
Okay.
Giallo Gumbo, GIALLO. GUMBO, Giallo is like it means yellow in Italian, like a slasher films.
Okay.
It's kind of adult, but Giallo Gumbo, that's a book that I put out with Johnny, and we have you go to Melanin Manga. All of the books we're putting out and everything we're going to be putting out is going to be under Melanin Manga. So all that's on Instagram. You can find Melanin Manga on Facebook as well. Giallo Gumbo on Facebook. We're on Facebook and Instagram mostly.
Okay.
But be on the lookout for Atomic Punk. I'm telling you, you're gonna like the music, you're gonna like the book, you're gonna like the game.
Okay. Atomic Punk. Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. All right. Mastermind family. I'm your host JoJo, and this is gonna do it for Artist Motivation.